Here today with Bill, and today we're just gonna go ahead and get Bill's story, and we'll go from there. So, Bill, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. As far as, are you from Kansas City originally?
No, I was born in Chicago. I lived all over the country.
Okay.
Basically, I was an alcoholic for 36 years. I've been sober now for 12 years. And recently I became homeless because of this pandemic.
Right.
My boss had trouble getting money from his clients, so we weren't getting paid, so I couldn't pay my rent. Basically lost my job and my house.
So tell me, let's take it back for a little bit. Tell me about your like, as far as coming up. What was your childhood like?
I came from what do they call it?
Was you
Disgruntled family. I can't remember.
kind of like a broken home? Is
Broken,
that?
yeah, broken
Would you
home.
say a broken home?
Yeah. My parents got divorced. My dad divorced my mom and became a Catholic priest. And then he.
How old were you when that happened?
Oh, that was like 20 years ago. And I'm 61 now.
Oh, okay.
That was quite some time ago. They were married for like 30 years.
Right.
But there was really no love in the house, and I just came to find out from my brother that my parents were playing us against each other, and so it was pretty much a broken home. And we as kids didn't really know where we stood with our parents.
Right.
So anyway, I turned to drinking. I started drinking when I was like 13, and by the time I was 18, I was full-blown alcoholic. And my adult life was mostly drinking and jumping from job to job to job. And 12 years ago, I finally got straightened out, and I've been sober ever since.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Did you ever use any programs, or was it just cold turkey?
Oh, I went through several programs. The one that got me straight was Salvation Army. But like every homeless shelter has a program of some kind, and I've stayed in many different shelters and been through all their programs. And
So what would you say was the factor that really got you to say fuck this?
well, one night, I was in a vacant building downtown here in Kansas City, and that was like, okay, this can't go on. I'll die here.
Right.
So I turned myself into the Salvation Army and got myself straight. Well, they helped me get straight.
Right. I mean, but it's in turn, it's still you taking ownership of your life and saying,
I
need to.
have to be willing to do it.
Right.
And that's any addiction, If you're not willing, you're never going to straighten out.
Absolutely. So, I mean, do you think that? So the disgruntled, or the dysfunction. There you go. And I believe a lot of us grow up in that. But what I'm gonna say is, okay, so from job to job, were you dealing with like unstable living situation even as a kid, or was it stable?
No. My home life as a kid was stable. I mean, we didn't move around a lot.
Okay.
It's just that the relationship between me and my parents and each other and everything was all messed up.
So what was your high school? I mean, you said from 13 to 18, you started at 13 and you know, all the way until 18. So what was that high school experience like? Because I feel like that's 13, 14 is pretty much where you get into high school.
Yeah,
so what was that experience like?
Well, I was drinking all through high school. My grades were lousy. I think I graduated with a C average.
Oh, that's better than me though.
But I did graduate, and I went to college for 1 year, and then I couldn't go to college anymore because my parents weren't going to pay for it. they wouldn't. My dad wouldn't fill out the papers for financial aid, so from there I just started as a working adult.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to go to college?
After a year of it, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you like, as a kid, what'd you see yourself wanting to be? What would you want to be when you got older? Because I mean, we all have those thoughts as kids, like, oh man, I'm gonna be a cop, or I'm gonna be an NBA player, or I'm gonna be an NFL player.
I wanted to be a photographer.
Okay.
But my parents talked me out of that. I was a photography assistant in high school for the teacher's aide in high school. And I really had a talent for it and everything, but it's an expensive field to get into.
Right.
My dad wouldn't let me go to college for that.
Mm-hmm. Needed something practical.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you graduated with a C average, but that's still pretty good.
Well,
To be drinking through college,
Yeah.
that's still pretty good.
I got a diploma.
That's still, to be drinking and shit. I know, like, there's no way I would have made it through that shit. Drinking, I would have been, I wouldn't even made it through the door. They would have found me at the front door, like, fuck that, get them out of here. But okay, so you graduated and you decided, what was your first job?
I worked as an accounting clerk for 7-Eleven. And that had potential, a potential future, but I drank my way out of that one too. I mean, that's pretty much how I went from job to job to job. I drink so much I couldn't go to work, but I could always find work somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's no way to live.
Right. Job to job. All right, that's crazy that you said that you did account services. And so in the process of looking for a new job, did you ever, at any point, did you ever, before you got the help and everything, went to the Salvation Army, was there any like experiences that you had up to that point that you were like, what am I doing?
Oh, all the time. As an alcoholic, I mean, it's like every time, I had the runs where I'd sober up for a little while, and then I'd jump back into drinking. And every time, that's always on your mind. What am I doing? I can't keep going on like this.
Did you have any high school crushes, any love interests, any kids?
I have 2 adult kids.
Oh, okay.
My daughter is now 32. She's married and has a kid of her own. My son is 38. He's in federal prison for selling meth to a cop.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, his mother was a meth and heroin addict, and it passed down to him. Now, how much I can believe of what he tells me, I don't know. He says he was just trying to make some quick money.
Right.
And I don't know.
Let me ask you: do you think things like that are a system failure, or do you think it's a people problem?
I don't know what system you could blame it on, because it's a choice. This is my opinion. Addiction is a choice. You choose to do whatever your drug of choice is, or alcohol, or whatever. It's a choice you make.
Right. Well, the reason I understand that, and the reason I ask could it be a system failure, is because, first of all, they not only do they blast these things on TV when you talk about Breaking Bad. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. When you talk about all these different things, and also the lack of resources in certain areas. Well, when there can be resources. That's all I'm saying. But that if you don't think there's it wasn't a system failure on your part, then I can't,
Not for me, no.
Okay. Okay.
I do. Rehab is very costly, and now with with the health insurance system all screwed up, it makes it even harder for people to get help.
Right.
And then there's all kinds of different programs. So like for me, I went through, I think it was 8 different programs, all different, completely different. And you eventually have to find the one program that's going to work.
Yeah. Which one was the one? What was more effective for you? Or what do you think works the best for you? What type of?
The one that works for me is the Salvation Army, and that's a faith-based program.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Right. No. I understand what you're saying. Because, like you said, you got some people that they try to wean you off through pills and all these different things.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I was asking what type of method they use. But it was faith-based.
It's kind of AA based, but being a religious organization, they obviously push Jesus, and that was fine by me. That's what I needed. That's what did it for me.
Right. So let me ask you: do you think as far as what do you think? Like the damn, I just had it. I just lost my train of thought for a second. The sorry, I got lost for a second. In regards to, damn, I lost my train of thought there. Okay, so we're talking about the faith base. Gosh damn, I got lost like a motherfucker. Nah, keep it rolling, cause I'm gonna cut that part out.
Well, I can pause it.
So, at this point, what do you feel like? What's next for you?
Well,
Well, you know what? Let me ask you a better question. What can society do to help people that are in your situation that are dealing with? Because I know in one part of my brain, I know that you can't really help someone that's really addicted to something like that, whether it's alcohol or drugs. When they're addicted, and the only thing to me that can help someone in that sense is themselves.
yeah, they have to seek out help.
Right. So is that what you feel like is needed? Like society can't do anything. That person has to want to help themselves.
That's the beginning of getting help. You've got to admit to yourself that you've got the problem.
Right.
And that you want help and you can't, because you can't control your life anymore.
Right. So moving forward, what do you think? What's next for you? Where are you? What direction are you looking to go in your life?
Well, if my boss can get his client base all straightened out with this COVID stuff, and he can start getting a good income again, I can go back to work for him, and I'll be set back up again.
Okay. So that's good, man. That's good. So I mean, and please stop me if I'm asking the questions are too personal or anything like that. Feel free to stop me. So as far as your living situation, is it like what is that like?
Right now I'm on the street, just camping out wherever I can, and hopefully it'll be safe overnight.
Damn, man, that's cold, man. I always think, like, if I'm driving past, I'm like, what's the thought process of having to sleep under a fucking bridge, man? What's the thought process? Because my mind can't fathom that.
You don't really sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as, myself anyway, is in that situation you don't really sleep. I try to, go to like a park during the day and try and catch a nap during the day.
Just moving.
Yeah.
Damn.
Safer than at night in the dark, So.
All right. So you're just waiting for the boss to get back going, and then you back on the road.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, I appreciate you, Bob.
Bill.
Bill, my fault, Bill. So I appreciate you, Bill, for your time, man. This has been another episode. This has been your very first episode of Voices of the Unheard. I'm here with Bill, and y'all got the scoop, man. It's just like that.